Hello everyone, my name is Piotr and welcome to Moment of Clarity. Today I would like to present you a short guide through the Warmachine app. It's intended mainly for the beginner players, but if you're a veteran player, you might also find something you haven't realized before. I'm making this video in October 2024, so in case you were watching it a little bit later, bear that in mind. Some things change in the app, some things change in the rules as well, and in Steamroller, for example. So keep that in mind. It's quite important. So let's get through the app. On the main screen, you can see four main sections of the application. It's Play, Build a Force, Cards, and Library. On the very bottom, you have pop-up menu, and I recommend you disabling sleep while actively using the application, so your screen will not turn off while you'll be playing the game, so you won't waste time on unlocking the screen over and over again. Then you have Discord icon. It's a direct invitation to Steamforge Games Discord server, and you have also their logo that will lead you to their website. So let's get to the main sections of the application. You have library, where you can find all the rules and the lore fiction if you're a fan of Warmachine lore. On the left top corner, you have full Warmachine rules. It's not a PDF, it's just the app format, so you can read all the rules there, all the chapters. Wherever you're interested in something, you can just click it, and the app will show you the rules. And one more important thing, on the top side, on the top of the screen, you have search box. So you can, for example, search term charge. If you don't know how it works, you want to make sure you do something right, or you're looking for a particular rule in the rulebook, just click the search box, put the name there and search, and the app will show you all the results of this particular word. I think it only allows 2 words. Then you have Warcaster and Warlock training guide. If you're a beginner, you're about to play your first game, or maybe you played your first demo game already and want to learn more, so that's the place where you want to go. From basic stats and abbreviations explained, to using feat, spells, making attack rolls, damage rolls, also damaging warjacks, using focus, and keeping spells, and etc, etc. So if you're a beginner, that's the part where you want to go first to learn the basics. You have icon reference. That's the part of the application where all the icons that you can find on the models cards are explained. At first, it might seem a little bit overwhelming to have that many icons, but after a couple of games, they just make sense. So, for example, let's see incorporeal. You can click all the icons. On the top side of the screen, you can see incorporeal rule explained, but it's just a short sentence. It doesn't tell really much. So in this case, go and click the blue button, link button, that will lead you to the full rules.
1 hour later.
And here you have incorporeal explained in full in the rulebook. Then you have timing reference. Timing reference is explaining all the sequences of the attack, damage rolls, damage application. It explains also activation timing, so what happens after what. So in case you want to learn more about this part of the rules, just go to the timing reference. Instead of looking for that in the full rules, it might be just easier and not as time consuming. Then you have Journeyman League. That's the league you can play with your friends when you're a beginner. Start from 25 points and you go up to 50 after 3 weeks, or even 4 weeks, depending on the option you choose. You have basic training, then tactics and strategy, command and control, and then full force. Next you have Steamroller 2024. It changes every year, so this part is obviously for 2024. And in this part you will learn about tournament scenarios, or scenarios that you can play Warmachine. The first part you have all the rules regarding Steamroller, objectives, timing, also tournaments rules, terrain as well. And then if you scroll down, you have all the 6 scenarios we play in tournaments for now. It's Recon, Mark IV, Battle Lines, Wolves at our heels, Payload, Two Fronts, and Invasion. After selecting one of the scenarios, you'll get the full rules of the scenario, how many objectives are there any flags or caches, and then there's a full map of the scenario with player 1 and player 2's deployment zones marked. Alright, you have cards. Here you can find all the rules for all the models that were ever released in Warmachine. So if you go, for example, to, let's say, Storm Legion, you'll see all the Warcasters, then Warjacks, Mercenary Battle Engines, solos, additional solos and mercenary solos, units, and command attachments. Then you'll see command cards. We'll explain that a little later. Spell rack. So the spells you can additionally select for your Warcasters, but that's also be explained in a second. You don't really need to care about objective cards and terrain cards. Now let's go and build a force. So if you want to build your first list, you just go to Build a Force, you click Create a Force, select whether you're playing Prime or Unlimited. In this case, we'll be playing Prime Mark IV army. You have also Legacy armies, but let's just focus on Mark IV armies. We'll select Storm Legion, let's say, and I would like to create a list for 30 points. Let's call it New Force. Alright, so it's loading. Now we have 3 hints in the top. So basically there are requirements that your list needs to meet in order to be a legal list. Let's go and select Warcasters. I'll choose Major Anselm Wolf. Then clip icon on the Warcaster's bar. So that's where you assign Warjacks. Let's take Striker and a Courser. Here you can see your Warjacks with various equipment selected, but it's just random. So if you would like to select a specific option of the war gear, just click the gear wheel next to the Warjack and select the required war gear options. So first you select your head, then right arm, I'll click this, Storm Thrower, and left arm, let's use Punching Spike. The same with Striker, with your heavy Warjack. You can use, let's take this head, then the Halberd, and yeah, let's take this cannon, because it's cool. Alright, now I will select a solo, and we have 6 points left, so let's take a unit for 6 points, Stormblade Legionnaires. You just click the plus icon, and that's how you select a unit. So now we have all 30 points used for our list. But there's one more thing we need to do. On the top of the screen, you can see hint that we need 5 command cards. So let's click the plus icon and go to the bottom. Here I have command cards. Those are the single time abilities you can use during your activation, during your turn. And they're all explained after clicking them. For example, this card gives you +5 on range on spells for your Warcaster during his activation. Important thing is that some of the cards are that powerful that they cost points, some of them are just for free, and yeah, there's one for 2 points for some reason. So let's select 5 cards. And just an example. Okay, so we have our 5 cards selected. And that's the complete list. Yeah, let's click save. If you click this card, you will just delete the list, and cancel will just stay building it forever. So let's save it. Okay, so that was building a force. Let's play the first game. After clicking play, you need to create a new match. So create new match, and on the right top corner, you can see the sorting type of your list. So let's use army points low to high. So somewhere here, there should be our list we just built. Yeah, I have a lot of lists. So that's new force. That's our list. So let's select it. And before starting the match, you need to select the spell rack for your Warcaster or Warlock, in case you're playing, of course, Mark IV army. So let's click the gear wheel, and here you have all the spells you can use. Every Mark IV army, every Prime army, has 12 spells on their spell rack. They're specific for every army. So in this case, I'll just click Arc and Shield and maybe Snipe. So that's it. Now you can play your first game. Let's click Start Match. There is another cool feature of the application that you can add your enemies list. So in this case, you would need to either scan opponent QR code or create or add opponent with the shared code. But yeah, I don't have an opponent right now, so I'm not going to use it. Your opponent needs to click create new share code or share opponent QR code, and then you just add that 7-digit number. I will show you how it looks like. Yeah, so that's one army, and that's my opponent's army, for example. But they do not update live, so if you would like to see how badly damaged, how severely wounded is enemy's Warjack or Warbeast, you need to do it yourself in your own application. So let's see how to mark damage on your cards. You need to click the icon on the right, the pen and note, and there you have the grid, damage grid for your Warjack. Let's say you receive 10 damage to column 2. You can use the scroll wheel here, or you can just click them directly on the grid. That's 10 damage to column 2. And you need to click Accept. And now the damage is marked. In case you will receive enough damage to have your system crippled, then you have your movement icon so marked, so you will know your Warjack doesn't have movement anymore. You can do the same for your Warcaster. In this case, mine has 16 damage, so you'd say you received 10 damage, and you just use the scroll or mark them one by one and then click Accept. In case some of the models are dead, you just mark it all the way there and click Accept, and now it's marked as dead in the app. If you will use your command card, you can click the tick icon on the right and it will go gray as well. Oh, one more thing I would like to show you. It's using the icons in your app. So let's see Kruger. He has some icons there. Let's click the question mark on the left bottom corner yet again. And here you have all the icons and some statistics and other rules that might be important for this part of the card. For example, you click here next to his range attack, and he has some additional information regarding his card and range attack. And if you'd like to know more about the specific rule, just go and click Open in Library or the blue link. But that's it for the application. I hope you enjoyed that quick guide. If you have any more questions, don't hesitate and post them down below in the comments on YouTube or Facebook, wherever you prefer. Hope you found it useful, especially for beginner players. If you enjoyed it, don't hesitate to click the thumbs icon, subscribe. That's how you can support the channel and make it more visible on YouTube. Thanks again for watching. Bye.